Yolan True, and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy, and welcome to an extra video today because today the new arc starts and we are in maintenance right now when I'm filming this. Today we will get into the Mirror Universe Part 1, so a completely new arc, and in fact a very interesting one. The Mirror Universe is interesting, but I can already tell you it's going to be complicated. But before we go through what's coming tonight, I just want to say, if you're not a subscriber of my channel yet, but do like my videos, then please do subscribe to my channel. And when you do, also click this little bell and all notifications so you will be notified when another video comes out. But now, let's have a look what we will be facing. We probably all know the episodes of the Mirror Universe from Star Trek Enterprise via the original series, then with Deep Space Nine and so on, and there was a lot going on, but they will bring a lot of new stuff into the game tonight, and that's first of all a new galaxy expansion, and that is the Mirror Universe, and that's where it gets a bit complicated, but we go there in a second. I will make videos on all the new stuff this week, of course, but first about new offices and so on, because in this case I will have to get used to all the Mirror Universe stuff myself before I can make the videos, and that indeed is becoming a bit complicated, as you soon will see. But we also have new apex barrier modifiers that will give you more hull health in your ships. We will have a new research tree for the Mirror Universe. We will have new Terran Empire hostiles. We will get a new Mirror Universe refinery. And of course there will be new offices, missions, primes, buffs, refits, cosmetics, and a new battle pass. First of all, they announced that they bring some changes to the officer filters. We can easily access, or more easily access, officers, as they put it here in the announcements, because you have a new filter system there as well. I think that will be quite helpful, so I'm not complaining about this one. What will be very complicated though will be the Mirror Universe. The Mirror Universe, once again, and I hear the complaints in the comments already because I read them in all the recent changes as well, will once again be only available to players Ops 40 and higher. And everybody Ops 40 and higher will have access to 49 new themed systems, and there will be different hostiles and mines there. The problem is that players can only travel there by so-called interphasic rifts, and only with certain material you get there, and everything else, the disco jump, the Gorn Eviscerator spatial rip, or the Borg Cube transwarp, will not work there. So you only can go there by normal flying, and you can only go there by using the interphasic rifts. And there's one big catch here. In those systems, there is no protected cargo. That means if you're destroyed there, all your cargo will be gone. The first system will have a so-called entry rift. And the systems are Mirror Alpha Centauri, Mirror Wolf, or Mirror Sirius. And you have to spend 300 Mirror Universe entry vouchers to get to use this entry rift and warp into that space at all. As I say, I'll just give you an overview now. I will test that all and then make a video about this, how everything is working. I mean, everybody 40 plus will try it themselves, but I will make that video for everybody that has problems with finding out stuff, and of course everybody who has not reached level 40 yet and will need that for later, so that you can have a look at this. And you will need so-called mirror rift keys to move to other systems from there. And there are 3 different kinds of those rift keys: common, uncommon, and premium. It's like with the Ferengi warp transwarp cells, where not the Ferengi, the Borg transwarp cells, where you can go to different systems of a different kind with better mines and everything. It's here the same case with those rift keys. So they copied a little bit of the Borg system to the Borg mining systems. But there also will be new Terran hostiles for loot, for certain loot, and you can have Trallium mines there for raw Trallium A and Trallium D. And that's where I'm a bit puzzled here. Trallium, if I'm not completely wrong, is the stuff they needed to plate the Enterprise with to go into the Xindi Expanse. So I really don't get what it has to do with the mirror universe. It's like they invented something they wanted to use for the Xindi and now realized, oh, it's too late for that, so we use it for the mirror universe. So if I'm completely wrong, let me know, but that's the feeling I have. And the other thing is to get out of the mirror universe, because you cannot be destroyed there if there is no protected cargo. You have to use extract rifts, and you find them in some mirror universe systems. And to recall a ship, you can only do this when you're parked in an extra rift and then recall the ship. So, as I said, it's quite complicated, but that's why I will have to make a video this week, but not on the first day. I can tell you already with the complexity, at least that it sounds like. And here it says again, there is no protected cargo. If your ship is destroyed in the mirror universe, the cargo is lost. So you have to make sure that you survive that. But they also say you will receive 900 free entry vouchers every 3 days. And of course you can buy more. And also on the day one gift in the game we will get some. So we will have a chance of testing that stuff. But as you can see, it sounds very complicated, and you really have to, if you attack things you get stuff from, don't test any other thing that might blow you up. So that's what I can tell you about losing the cargo. But to survive this more easily, they brought in the Apex Barrier modifier, and that is something, in short, I will go into detail in a single video as well. It does increase your hull health points, and I will not go through the whole thing here, but it will have to do that will also improve your mitigation in the end. And every 10,000 Apex Barrier increases the damage you cannot take by 100%. So it's like if you have 10,000 Apex if you have 100 hull health points and you have a 10,000 Apex Barrier, then you will have 200 hull health points with that. Just as a very small explanation, but even on this I will have to make a more detailed videos, because they published the calculations that you can use for that, for some in-depth game mechanics. Apex Barrier is working both PvP and PvE, and that will, as they say, drastically also change PvP in the game, but not only them. We will get to the new officers later, and we already can see that after all the changes we had in the past with PvP, this will probably change the PvP crews again. As I said, there's a new research tree, and there are 11 PvP-only Apex Barrier nodes in this mirror research tree. So that will definitely change PvP a lot. And it will, a lot I've seen here will make a very big difference for people paying money. That's what I can tell you already. You will not beat people that are spending money here if you don't. But as I already said, there will be mirror research, and they say that brings a lot of bonuses. Apex Barrier already mentioned for PvE and PvP. There will be ship efficiencies for G4 and G6, Sigma cost G6 efficiencies, isolytic defense and damage. For ships you can get another extra shot. There will be Syndicate XP daily free claims, and PvE hostiles combat HHP repairs. And the resources for this, you get to go into the mirror universe and get the different resources there. And premium is currently exclusive to events in-game and the store, so you only can buy it or get it from certain events. But we will go into the research in detail later when I have this. And those next are the ones where I said if you can beat normal hostiles there and collect some loot, go back home before trying some of the special ones, because they are new Terran Empire hostiles. I mean, the one looks like the Defiant and the other one looks like the Enterprise from the final episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, where Will Riker jumped in with a ship as the third Enterprise. And to defeat those, they already say you will need apex barrier to defeat those hostiles. So they will definitely be stronger again and very special. They will have special powers as well. And once you can travel to the system Mirror Hooven, players will be able to obtain both loot types there that they bring. The hostiles will drop common and uncommon loot for the mirror universe. And they will have 3 abilities. One is dismantlement, that is at the start of each round, if the enemy player is hull breached, the ship increases its standard damage by X% for 1 round. And the problem is it also has deadlock. That means at combat start, hull breach enemy player for duration of combat, so it brings the hull breach it needs for its first ability. And there's photophobia. At the start of the round, if the enemy player is hull breached, well, second one does that, the ship increases its isolated damage by X% for 1 round. So it will have bonuses on standard damage and isolated damage because the hull breach is brought by its abilities itself. And then we have the new loot that you will need for the new refinery. That's liquid Trillium D, and that can be used in the refinery to get Mirror Universe vouchers to entry the universe, Mirror Dust for the research, Rift Keys for traveling deeper into the Mirror Universe, but also NX-01 officers, holodeck building materials, forbidden tech, and tokened resources. As you can see, that will require a number of videos this week, and I will definitely do that in detail as soon as everything is there. Fortunately, I am a 40+ player and can see all of this and will make videos. So this is just supposed to be an overview what they're announcing now. Don't get completely puzzled. I will try to do the in-depth videos to help you navigate through all the new stuff in the next days. But I will have to start with stuff like the new officers that will come, because I have to try out a lot of things myself in the Mirror Universe before I can make the video, as I said. But there will be 2 new officers. One is the Epic Mirror Picard. First of all, I really like that they bring in the Mirror Universe. But what will change a lot of things and will really require a little bit of testing as well, he is a new PvP officer. And as we had it in the past with Gul Dukat and Bayun and everything, and then later with Carol Freeman, I'm quite sure that Picard will change around the best PvP crew again, but we will see once we have the chance to get those people. Because on round start against players, Mirror Picard increases your isolated cascade damage by X% for X rounds, and his officer ability is that on round start against players with Assimilate, Mirror Picard increases your apex barrier by X for 1 round. So we have an officer that also brings this apex barrier. The requirement is Assimilate, so you will have to have Dizok on your ship to trigger that, but that is something I use Dizok for Carol Freeman as well, so that is something I definitely will do then. There will, for some charts at least, I mean, we will require 120 again, I guess, but we will get 5 free Epic Mirror Picard shards with the new promo code. I will put it on my Discord later as well, so that everybody can see that. It's throughout the mirror. This will be activated 30 minutes after the battle pass comes into this game tonight, so don't try it right at the start. You will have to wait 30 minutes. Last time was a little bit more than 30 minutes when it worked for me, but it did work with a eviscerator. This time it's through the mirror, and you can get 5 shards for Epic Mirror Picard, and that is available for everyone Ops 10 plus, so you can collect some for the future already if you're not level 40 plus. And we will also have a rare mirror data, and he is one of those, like with the lower decks we had with Ransom and so on. He's just a specialist for one ship class, and in this case for interceptors. So he will probably bring in the new interceptor crew or something. On combat start, while against an interceptor player, mirror data increases your apex barrier by X for the duration of combat. So another apex barrier officer. And if it was like with the officers recently, it will probably be, that's just my suggestion, how it will be. I don't know anything. Scopely isn't telling me anything in advance. They're not even telling me anything when it happened. But I think it will be hard to get data, as it was with Pelia, for example. So that will take a bit longer. But he will be quite a good officer in PvP against an interceptor. That's the difference to Ransom and Co. They were on an interceptor. This is more like the Picard officers with Worf, Riker, and Picard. They had different abilities against different ships. So you probably have to choose what is the most out there and team them up with Picard. I expect the other two, a Battleship and an Explorer 1, to come with a part 2 of it next month. His officer ability is Reflections, which on round start against players, mirror data has X% chance to apply Assimilate to it for 2 rounds. And that's the combination then you see with Picard. Picard needs Assimilate. Mirror data can bring Assimilate as well. So if you team those two up, data will bring what Picard needs. But we will also do some officer videos here as well when we know a little bit more. There will also be missions, 21 new missions, 10 core missions, 10 side missions, and 1 mirror universe intro mission. We will see how those will work. But there also will be new primes, buffs, and refits. As I said in the beginning, of the primes, which will only be available via the store, I reckon, will be the primary research efficiency, prime apex barrier versus players, which will be one, a lot will be jumping at, and prime isolytic damage. And they all can only be bought. There will be events for buying them. I definitely cannot get too much of what's here. That's just too much. I'm investing too much in the game still anyway, and all this extra stuff coming in now will be impossible. So I will not be able to show you everything after buying it. That's absolutely impossible. Even though a few people have supported my channel so far, you know, I always put a pinned comment under the video. There is a way to support my work here, but that's despite me being very grateful to the people that supported my work a bit, that will not make it possible to do all of this. I would need to show you, but I have to set priorities here. Because there also will be Mirror Universe refits. There are 3 new refits, one for the Pelum, one for the Newton, and one for the Corina. They are for Apex Barrier and PvE. It's not very interesting for me personally. It will be interesting for those in the 40s, but not for me personally, because I'm not using my Corina anymore. I'm using my... what am I using at the moment? I'm so thinking about getting the Crozier that I'm completely out of... I'm using my Kuf Sombek at the moment. So they are not there for those. So they are not very interesting for me. But that will definitely be something for players that are using those ships to use them in the new Mirror Universe. And that's why they probably did this, because it's a 40 plus thing. I hope with my Kuf Sompek I will not need them, but we will see. And there will also be a refit for the Eviscerator, but that has nothing to do with the mirror universe. It will increase the max cargo for the Eviscerator and increase Apex ship parts by 50% and Gorn Eviscerator parts by 30% in the refinery. What is there as well is some new cosmetics, 5 new avatars, 3 new frames and 1 new hailing frequency. Some of them I really like. So we will see if you can get them through in-game or whatever. We will see. And they fixed a lot of bugs again. They say, but we will have to wait and see how many bugs they introduce with the new Battle Pass and the new arc. So you already saw now that in the next days I will have to talk about a lot of things and I will have to test a lot of things tonight. But we will see how we will like it, and in the next days we definitely will talk about how do you like all the new changes. But it's definitely a topic I like. I do like the mirror universe. I didn't like all the episodes, but the general theme of the mirror universe is something I like. I did like everything in the original series. I did like what some parts of what happened in Deep Space Nine. I like that what happened in Discovery, and did I say Enterprise in the beginning? I meant Discovery. Nevertheless, and we will see how this will progress. But the looks of the new officers I really do like, and so we will have to wait and see how our PvP crews are changed by it. But there are a number of days ahead. Of course not tomorrow immediately. Tomorrow you will have standard videos, because tomorrow I will have to film the first ones for the new stuff that comes in tonight. But then we will have a number of days where we will talk about all the new things. And if you want to see another video right now, maybe you haven't seen the one on the new ways, not the new ways, but the new way you can see how officers can be recruited where, have a look. But there's nevertheless a video here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.